Hope you're enjoying yourselves in your home. And you know very well that because of COVID-19, we discontinued gathering at schools and even churches and mosques to avoid infections. And today, I would like to remind you of the measures put by the government in order that we may control this COVID-19. And these measures, you know them, they are washing your hands with soap over a running tap, and also sanitizing, avoiding touching your faces with your hands before washing your hands, putting on masks and avoiding public places, staying at home. Please keep these measures and you'll be able to control COVID-19. Now, yesterday, boys and girls, we learned mathematics and English, and I hope you understood and did the exercises that I gave. Today, we would like to learn science and Kiswahili. But first things first, we want to begin with science. And under science, we would like to learn about the weather and the solar system. Weather and the solar system. In class 5, you learned about weather, where you constructed instruments that are used to measure the elements of weather. And these instruments, I would like to remind you, are the rain gauge, the wind vane, the windsock, the thermometer, and maybe the anemometer and the hygrometer, but you did not touch on the hygrometer and the anemometer. I hope you remember them. Today, we do not want to talk about weather, but we want to talk about the solar system. The solar system, as it is written here. Now, we want to begin with defining or explaining what the solar system is and what astronomy is. So we begin by describing the solar system. So the solar system refers to the sun, 8 planets, one dwarf planet, that is Pluto. It's no longer a planet. Moons, why did I say moons? Because many planets have different number of moons. Our planet Earth has 1 moon. Asteroids, meteors, and other stars. Why did I say other stars? Because the sun itself is a star. So that is the definition of the word solar system. The solar system refers to the sun, 8 planets, 1 dwarf planet, moons, asteroids, meteors, and other stars. That is the meaning. Definition number 2 is astronomy. And astronomy, as you can read from this paper that I am mounting here, astronomy is the study of the stars. The study of the stars, the planets, the moon, and heavenly bodies. Which are these heavenly bodies? That's what we mentioned here, the asteroids and the meteors. Those are the heavenly bodies. So the study of the stars, planets, moon, and heavenly bodies is called astronomy. And one would ask, the person that studies this, the person that carries out this study of astronomy is known as an astronomer. An astronomer. The person is referred to as an astronomer. That is his title. So these are the terms I wanted us to describe or tell their meanings before we continue. Now, we go down. We are going down. And before we look at what I have written here, I want us to proceed to this board. We want to see which are these 9 planets. And these 9 planets, in the order they appear from the sun, I have written a mnemonic. To be able to remember them. A mnemonic. The word mnemonic starts with M, where M is silent. So it's mnemonic. Mnemonic is a short method or formula of remembering some lists of words. Like here, the list of planets, we can remember them with this mnemonic. Mary Veronica entered the mosque just sitting until 9. Can I repeat? Mary Veronica entered the mosque just sitting until 9. Mary Veronica entered the mosque just sitting until 9. The first letters of this sentence I have just written here represents the names of the planets. Here, Mary stands for Mercury. Mary stands for Mercury. Mary stands for Mercury. It's the very first planet from the Earth, from the Sun. Sorry. Veronica stands for Venus. Veronica stands for Venus. Entered stands for Earth. Earth. Entered stands for Earth. Mosque stands for Mars. Just stands for Jupiter. Jupiter. Sitting stands for Saturn. Saturn. Remember, Saturn is written this way. Don't write it like the devil's name, Saturn. Until stands for Uranus. And 9 stands for Neptune. Neptune. Boys and girls, can you repeat? Mary stands for Mercury. Veronica stands for Venus. Entered stands for Earth. Mosque stands for Mars. Just stands for Jupiter. Sitting stands for Saturn. Until stands for Uranus. 9 stands for Neptune. These are the mnemonic to help you remember the order of planets from the sun. The order of planets from the sun. So from the sun, we start with Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. As you can see, these are 8 planets. We have excluded Pluto, which is a dwarf planet. Again, let us look at these planets. They are different in sizes. Now I have looked for a mnemonic to help you remember the order of the planets from the smallest to the largest. The order of the planet from the smallest to the largest. Mary must visit Europe until next Saturday, June. Mary must visit Europe until next Saturday, June. Again, Mary must visit Europe until next Saturday, June. So here, Mary stands for Mercury, the smallest. Mercury. Mary stands for Mercury. Must stands for Mars. Mars. Visit stands for Venus. Europe stands for Earth. Antil stands for Uranus. Next stands for Neptune. Saturday stands for Saturn. And June stands for Jupiter. Once again, this is the order of the planets from the smallest to the largest. Mercury is the smallest and the largest is Jupiter. So from Mercury we go to Mars, and then from Mars to Venus, then from Venus to Earth, then from Earth to Uranus, then from Uranus to Neptune, and from Neptune to Saturn, and finally Jupiter. So you need to remember them in the order of their sizes. This is the order of their sizes. Mary must visit Europe until next Saturday, June. Thank you. That is the order of their sizes. The order of their sizes. But this one is the order of the planets from the sun, how they appear on their orbits from the sun. Thank you so much. Now we come to some few descriptions here that I left pending. The hottest and the brightest planet. We need to know that. The hottest and the brightest planet. Now the hottest and the brightest planet is Venus. Somebody would ask why Venus and not Mercury. Mercury is too tiny. It doesn't have enough surface to absorb the heat, just like Venus. Venus is bigger than Mercury, so it has enough surface to absorb the heat from the sun. Venus is the brightest. Venus is seen in the morning in the east. Seen in the east. It is seen in the east. You might think it is a star. It's not a star. It is seen in the east in the morning. Why do we say it's not a star? Because it does not twinkle. Stars twinkle, planets do not twinkle. Stars twinkle, but planets do not twinkle. That's a major difference. Then we have the smallest and the closest to the sun is Mercury. The smallest and the closest to the sun. You can also see it in the sky, but you see it in the west in the evening. Seen in the west. In the evening. I want to explain why we can see Venus and Mercury. Venus and Mercury are also called inner planets. They are also called inner planets. They are also called inner planets. Why inner planets? They come before the earth. We live on earth and can only see things that are ahead of us. And so these two planets are between the earth and the sun. That's why they are called inner planets. The rest of the planets that are after the earth are called outer planets. The rest of the planets that come after the earth are called outer planets. And these may include Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. These are outer planets. Mars, Jupiter, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. These ones are outer planets. They are outer planets. They are outer planets. Outer planets. Then these two, I say they are inner planets. Inner planets. Boys and girls, I believe you have understood unless you have a problem. Now I would like to display the diagram showing the solar system. The diagram showing the arrangement of the planets from the sun to the last one. You can see I've tried to put them at different sizes. Mercury is the smallest, even if you can compare. Mercury, then Venus, then Earth, then Mars, then Jupiter, then Saturn, then Uranus, and lastly Neptune. This beautiful diagram represents them. These black lines are called orbits. They are called orbits. They are called orbits. Called orbits. You can realize we have not learned about modeling the solar system. That will be our next lesson, modeling the solar system. Boys and girls, I hope you have understood, and I'm glad you are watching and listening and taking notes. At the end of these lessons, I'll bring an exam, and you will attempt the exam, and I believe you'll get everything. I pray that God will bless you and keep you, and that you'll have a lovely afternoon. Our next lesson shall be Kiswahili. Thank you.